How's it going, guys? So, like I said, I'm getting close to 1,000 and really close. And as soon as I hit 1,000, I will do another video for a giveaway. And I got a pretty cool fishing pole and some other things to give away. It's going to be a good one. But first, I want to go ahead and do another spot video breakdown, and just to it's actually one of the very first areas that I've ever fished with my kayak, and it's a good learning spot, a good fishing spot, and enjoy the video, and let's go fishing. Alright, guys, so it's time for another spot breakdown, fishing spot breakdown. Getting close to 1,000, guys, so I appreciate everything, and I will do another video for a giveaway after I hit 1,000. So this is actually one of my very first spots that when I first started, is actually the first trip that I made on my kayak when I first got it. So that spot is the fish habitat. So how you get there, let me back up. Here's downtown. What you're going to do is you're going to go across the bridge to Portland, and where I was at is you're going to come back around to this side. Okay. So once you go, you can kind of do, there's a flyover, a crossover that you can come back around. It'll give you a chance. There's a Whataburger over here. If you want to get you a Whataburger like me before you go out fishing. But what I typically will do is I come along here and I launch from there's a boat ramp. Back up. Right here. Let me back up, because this is actually, if you've never been, you tend to miss the exit. So it's not the first exit. It's not this first exit. That's the one with the hotel. You can't launch from there, or maybe you can. Let me know if y'all have ever launched from that area or not. But it's a second exit to the right, and it'll actually say, what it'll say. I'm not positive what it says, honestly. I think it might say boat ramp area. I'm not positive, but usually what I'll do is I launch from right in here. Very, very easy launch. There is boat ramps. There's a little section right here that you can just set your kayak over the edge and launch from there. Another easy spot, as long as it's dry, is right here. I think there's an entrance here and an entrance here, and there's a little spot right in here that's really easy to launch from also. But like I said, sometimes it gets water up in this area, and but I don't think it's right now. Tides are pretty low and it's been real dry, so it's fairly easy to launch there. Now, I know Justin has mentioned it also. You can launch from over here in this area, I believe. Really, anywhere around here you can probably launch. Another area is right in here and right in here. Okay. Alrighty. So, down to the spots. Once you launch from there, this is actually, again, this is one of the first areas. This is the first area, actually, not one of the first. It is the first that I've been to when I was beginning kayaking. And so that makes it very easy. Be sure, and you're supposed to have it anyway if you go early enough before daybreak, is that you have a 360 light. Because there is a lot of boaters that come through here and they do not have any lights. And they just take off. The last thing you want is to get run over. Okay. Now, this part right here can be very shallow. Okay. You can paddle through there, obviously, but in some cases you can't pedal through there if you have a pedal kayak. If you are wading, there they fish all up and down in these areas, in here and in here and in here. I had a subscriber mention that to me. If we can let them know about that too, and so I will try to do that more often. And paddling and pedaling. So all this area is, I've seen people make this trek all throughout the area as far as with a pedal and a paddle, and it's a very easy fishing area. Now, I have caught, when you come out, I have caught reds in this. There's a cross here, a little island around here, and a lot of the bait fish, especially right in here. There's not even an island there. It's actually it might be because it's real shallow right now, but there's a grass, I guess turtle grass right in here. So lots and lots of bait in this area. So it funnels through this area, and the reds, they just hold up right around this island. So definitely hit this area when you're either before or after you go out any further. It's very good. I've caught reds there. There's a little reef here. You know, all these little areas, they're like little reefs, so don't be sure and hit that. Now, the actual habitat itself is very good. All these little islands, all up in here. Work your way all through here and hit that, especially this point in here, all along this rock area. Hit that. It's deeper on this side here. Sheephead, reds. Another good spot is, not to forget, is back in this area. Try out in here, all these areas out here up along these edges. Especially, I've actually also caught all along this area, these grass lines. There's times I've been there where the shrimp is jumping so much that it's jumping in the kayak. And I mean, there's everything. I mean, just there's skipjack in there. There's redfish. There's trout. I mean, it's a definitely good area to fish. So yeah, I mean, you can just see why it would be such a good area with all these. And then it's you get some you do get some protection from all these little reefs and man-made little islands and stuff like that. Now, one of the first place I've ever caught a fish, and every time I've gone back there, um, every time I've hit this same spot, I've always caught. Okay, and that is right here, this reef right here. Okay, so you figure here's this long rock barrier here, and it's like from directly out, what you'll see is there's a pole, a PVC post that that shows where this little reef is, so the boats don't hit it, I believe, because it gets pretty shallow right here. Now, what I would typically do is you can sit up on this reef, but usually what I'll do, depending on which way the water's flowing, I will drift it. If it's coming that way, I'll drift out this way, and if it's the other way, I'll drift out that way, and I'll just use this little post as a idea where I'm at. Okay. And I just cast out, and just work this area, and trout, man, trout. That being said, all these reefs and these little guts that you see on Google Earth here are awesome spots. After you hit that area, again, these reefs right here, all these, there's a drop off. Let me back up here. There's a drop off over here. This area is a fantastic area if you have a north wind. So if the wind is coming this direction, very protected area. Now, that is a paddle and a pedal pretty far out to get to this point. So be aware that that is a little trek. I did see on Sweet Lou's Fishing Adventures, that there is I believe it is right here. There is a RV park here. I've never done it, but I know he's done it more than a few times. You can pay, I think it's $10. It may be less than that. Don't quote me on that. I'm not positive. And you can launch from this side. Now I've never done it. Let me know if they are there. I like to be there early. If somebody were to get over there, to let me know if they're actually there early, so you can pay somebody, I guess, or if it's closed, locked, or if when they open. I'm not positive, but from what I understand, you can launch from right here, and it works out pretty good. Okay. Now, that being said, all this shoreline is very good, so you can work out. I've come over here, and you can just see trout. I mean, just swimming. It looks like mullet. There's so many trout because of these reefs. This grass line right here is very good for redfish. I have caught a lot of reds in that area. Another spot is this. This is Gum Hollow. It is a creek mouth, and definitely is something to try. I have caught in this area trout, redfish, all kinds of stuff. Right now it's very shallow, like I said, so it's mainly working this areas on the outside. A little marshy area, and I have been there and just redfish. I've chased redfish throughout that little marsh area, and it was pretty cool. It was just, I mean, just blow ups and blow ups, and it's a good spot. Now, again, more reefs out here. Worked all this area. The furthest I've gone in a kayak, I would have to say, is make sure about this. Yeah, it's probably about to right here. Now there is. Let's move on, and then I will get to this area here. All this area, even if you were to launch or you were to wade, you can wade this. I mean, you can probably walk. If probably right now you could walk all the way out to here. It's pretty shallow, but at the same time, it's still, you can still get there with the kayak, because it's I think it's still probably about a foot and a half. About a foot and a half, yeah. So you could walk all the way out to here and hit all these potholes, these little reefs. It's actually a very good spot for trout fishing. All this area is very good wading, and definitely somewhere to hit and to catch some nice trout, some nice reds. I believe, let me check on this. There is I believe that there's the gas rigs. I believe there's a gas rig here and a gas rig here, and was it just two? I want to say there's 3 gas rigs. So there is some little channels that run across here, and it gets deeper. So all these areas are actually pretty good for trout and redfish. Now, another really good spot again is in here. You need to be careful because of the wind. If it's coming from the south, you can actually launch also from this areas here. Any of these, if you go through the Sunset Lake, what you have to do is you can actually, let me back up here. You can actually come in, if you want to go that way, you have to come back from the back around this way. And then you can get in to this area, especially if you've got a north wind. It's actually pretty good. These little areas here, you can pull your kayak through there and launch. And what you want to do on these is you can do a number of things. You can come hit these piers out, these outer piers. And in some cases, you can, if you want to, make the track to go all the way in that direction. That's a little bit longer to do, but this is actually really good wading. Out here, there's a drop off, probably about 20 yards out, maybe 10 yards out, around there, and you can work this area out here. Another area is these cuts in the this barrier, especially, like I said, on north winds. It is protected, and this is actually around the area where I caught my PB flounder, actually. So yeah, try that area. But that being said, be careful with the. I haven't gotten a wave when the big ships come through, but mainly you can see them on this side, so be very careful if you see a boat out there, and be aware of what's going on, because it will sneak up on you, and it won't be a fun day. Yeah, I believe that's about it, guys. So that's my spot breakdown for the fish habitat area, and be sure and stay tuned for a another video for my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. And I appreciate you guys. Tight lines. Let's go fishing.